build it, he will.
It's the Skinny on Sports Podcast with Aaron Cowk.
I throw balls far. You want good words? Data language.
Talk real sports with a real man.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
And now, here's the be-all, end-all, know-it-all of high school, college, and pro sports. Aaron Skinny Cowk with the Skinny on Sports.
We're talking about practice, man. I'm the MVP.
And a good Friday morning to you, Western Oklahoma. It's the Skinny on Sports. 98.1 FM, 1240 AM, KADS, the Sports Animal. Jared Atha, Scott Garrison. Wrapping up your week here on a Friday, here on the Skinny on Sports. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day, and why shouldn't you? It is already beautiful outside. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend if you like wind, but I'm not seeing storm chances, but a beautiful weekend nonetheless to maybe stay inside and watch the Masters. It's well underway. They got a late start yesterday, picking it back up today. Looks like, speaking of beautiful, it's going to be beautiful over in Augusta for the rest of the weekend too. There's some worry, I think, of what the weather is going to be like after the delay yesterday, but from everything we're hearing and seeing, it's going to be perfect. So, well, obviously, we'll talk about the Masters coming up today. Also, a lot of news kind of broke yesterday. A lot of sports news broke yesterday. Locally, OSU wrestling head coach John Smith announced his retirement. We'll touch on that a little bit. O.J. Simpson passed away. It happened right in the middle of this show. Didn't really have a lot of time to dive into it and talk about that, but now that that's almost 24 hours ago and it's processed, kind of give our thoughts about OJ, one way or the other. There's a lot of opinions about that guy and everything that what happened in the mid-'90s, and then there's the stuff that happened before, and I'm talking about the stuff on the field, but we'll talk a little bit about what that means and everything surrounding that. We'll check in on the NBA. I mean, we're going down to the last two games of the regular season for all the teams. There's really only one game last night that had some ramifications for the standings, at least in the Western Conference. We'll look ahead to some games that are happening tonight and tomorrow and this weekend, and what that means for the Thunder's chances of rising above the 3 seed, maybe even getting up to the 1 seed. We'll look at that schedule, break that down a little bit for you. And, of course, like I said, we'll talk about the Masters and much, much more. Be a part of the show. Text on in 580-225-9698. Let us know what you're thinking about. Give us your thoughts about the Masters. How are your picks looking? What did you see yesterday that maybe we didn't? And we'll break that down for you. KADSAM.com is our website. You can find replays of the show right there. Also, you can find replays of the show and other fun stuff we'd like to throw on our Facebook page, Skinny on Sports. Just search Skinny on Sports on Facebook. Like us, follow us, whatever you got to do, and stay connected with us. It is a Garrison Financial Friday, and, of course, with us every Friday, and with me all week this week was Mr. Scott Garrison. He's here right now. Scott, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm doing great.
You
just met with a wonderful couple and went over their financial plan. They just hit retirement age and just helping them see that they've done a good job and they can spend some money. They can have some fun. So
gave them a little peace of mind is what I heard.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
That's what you're doing.
It.
Well, let's just start right there. I mean, you weren't here yesterday, I assume, because of work, because of stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what's going on with you in Garrison Financial?
Hey, we're working with great people. Have a good time. As an advisor, we have a couple of different jobs, and number one is to help people build their savings and do it in the most tax efficient manner, and then the other one is to help them see that they did a good job and need to enjoy it a little bit.
I know we're coming up on tax day. You're not you don't do people's taxes per se, but you manage that and you watch that. Any advice for someone that's coming up? Maybe some last minute filings and something that can secure their future. Any advice? Sorry, putting you on the spot.
Sorry about that. My wife just called me, so I needed to text her and say, "Hey, is everything okay?"
Oh, okay.
You know how that goes. You always
got to
make sure that the wife's okay. I'm sorry. The question was
tax day's coming up.
Yeah,
which is what?
It's Monday. It's Monday.
Any advice for someone? Maybe I know a lot of people probably have their taxes done and ready to go, but to secure their future, any advice there?
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody always likes to get tax deductions, and who doesn't like to buy a new truck, or who doesn't like to have a new piece of equipment or something like that? But the fact of the matter is that you get 5 years down the road, now that truck's a 5-year-old truck and it's not worth anything. And if you'd have put some of that money into an IRA, that would have been a tax deduction for the year, and now it would have grown for 5 years, and now you'd have money in the bank. So, yeah, you want to. Everybody wants to enjoy life, but you also need to make sure that you're making your money as tax efficient as possible, and that's one of the things that we really like to help people do.
Very good, very good. And I think the big thing, at least for me, is just the peace of mind. It's not. I mean, yeah, you want to make as much. I'm a capitalist. I want to make as much money as I can, hold back as much money as I can, so I can, enjoy my retirement years, not have to worry from day to day or month to month or week to week or whatever. But the peace of mind that you provide, I think, is bigger than all that. It's just to know this is what you can do. You provide that. That is awesome. Yeah. That is very cool. 124 North Main Street's where you're located, and you can get you receive phone calls 821-1219-1219. Scott at SoonerWealth.com. That's how you can get a hold of Scott. A lot of avenues right there. Again, to give you that peace of mind and just to secure your future, go see Scott. Go see Scott.
You bet.
Garrison Financial Friday. Appreciate you helping us out every Friday, Scott, and coming in. And I, again, appreciate you coming in all week this week. And outside of yesterday, I'm sure you were busy with what we just talked about. And that's cool. Hey, so yesterday, the breaking news, and we'll just start with this, and just, elephant in the room, O.J. Simpson passed away. A lot of opinions about O.J. Simpson yesterday as through the Twitter sphere and Facebook posts and everything. I was, let me think about this. It depends how old you are, is how you remember OJ,
sure.
Right? I was not old enough to see him play. He was well retired by the time I was even born, okay? Mm-hmm. I respect the history of football and, what he did at USC, winning the Heisman Trophy, went on to play for the Bills and was great. Made the leap up in the NFL and was still spectacular. But what I remember, obviously, was Naked Gun. I'm kidding.
Yeah, fantastic.
Which he was really funny in that movie.
He was great.
He was funny in those movies. But now clearly it's the murder trial and the Bronco chase. I remember where I was when that was all going down. That would have been June of 94 when that all happened. So I had just finished 4th grade. That was the summer between my 4th and 5th grade years. So I'm a kid. Yeah. And really, that is how I was introduced to OJ. I was like, O.J. Simpson. And then you started, he was a really good football player and all that. But, so first, what is your earliest memory of O.J. Simpson?
The Naked Gun movies were my...
Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what year he retired. I would guess it was probably late 70s.
I could look it up. I think so, yeah.
I saw a great deal on Facebook this morning. Some radio station put on there. They said...
79, I'm sorry.
79, okay. What song are you going to play at OJ's funeral?
Oh, no. I don't know.
Well, theirs was It Cuts Like a Knife.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's bad.
There's the jokes.
I put on there It Wasn't Me by Shaggy.
It was. I was so, getting the reaction, which we're all guilty of. We go to Facebook or Twitter to see what the reaction is it trending and all. And of course, it was trending on Twitter. Some really, really mean tweets, but maybe deservedly so, because let's face it, he got away. He got away with it. But my favorite ones were the jokes that Norm Macdonald did on Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, they're fantastic.
There's somebody put together a straight up 11-minute clip of almost every one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them were cringe and some of them were hilarious. And some got the moans and groans in the audience. And it just reminded me how great Norm Macdonald was.
Oh,
and he was awesome with that. There was one that he did at the ESPYs. And the joke, he was, I'm going to have to find it. Yeah, I might have found it. I'll do my best to pod this up. I'm not sure make sure we don't get a commercial. Oh, here we go.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case...
Golly.
The groans. And you can't see it, but Ken Griffey Jr.'s look on his face is he's sitting right next to Woodson, and he's just he's like, oh boy, he said it. And everybody was thinking it. But no, yeah, that was my first memory, was the Bronco chase. And then of course the trial and all that, and then the shock of him being acquitted. And found not guilty.
And how divisive that was when he was acquitted.
Oh man,
I mean, it was.
It's
a
still
big
to this
deal.
day.
Yeah.
It's relevant it's still to this day, because the reaction after his death, you still had those proclaiming he's acquitted, leave him alone, he's innocent. Court of law found him innocent, and I was like, come on. Final thought that I always go to this when the Simpsons did a really funny. Remember the Simpsons, that the story arc of Who Shot Mr. Burns?
Yeah.
And they did like a thing, like a behind the scenes thing, and it was a joke where they were showing like clips that didn't make air and whatever, and they did it where an alternate ending where Waylon Smithers was guilty, not Maggie. Maggie Simpson accidentally shot him. If you haven't known that, sorry, spoiler alert. But they did an alternate ending where Waylon Smithers shot him, and then they cut and they said, well, for that to work, we'd have to ignore all that Simpson DNA, and that's just plain nutty. And there was clearly a shot at all that. But, O.J. Simpson gone.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was even sick. I think he was actually diagnosed with prostate cancer back in February. And it must have been, it probably just wasn't caught. And so he's gone. Other news, big news, OSU wrestling head coach John Smith. I tell you what, this is a guy that's been there so long. I don't remember who was before him or who's ever been the coach at OSU. Now, granted, I'm not a big OSU fan or wrestling fan.
Right.
But I know the sport enough to know what's going on, but I'm not.
But if there is an icon in...
He's the guy, but I do know that. He is, when you say OSU wrestling, you immediately think of John Smith. Well, he's announced his retirement. He announced it yesterday. 33-year career, 33-year run as the head coach of the Cowboy Wrestling program. He produced 5 NCAA team championships, 33 NCAA individual champs, 490 dual wins, 153 All-America honors, 23 team conference champs, 132 individual conference championships, and 2 Hodge Trophy winners, which I assume is like the Heisman Trophy in wrestling. Pretty remarkable career.
It's just unbelievable.
And I don't know how, I mean, me and Aaron always say this, you don't want to be the guy to follow the guy.
No.
So good luck whoever follows that.
Oh my gosh.
But that's absolutely huge, him retiring. And he's the guy. I tried to equate this to, okay, who is, when I think of at OU, of all sports across the board, who's the greatest coach? Based on basically maybe wins and trophies, who's the greatest coach regardless of sport at OU? Who do you think that is? I have one.
I mean, I would have to say that if you're picking the most dominant, I think you'd have to say Patty Gasso.
That's where I'd go. And everyone would naturally start with football and think about football, but what she's done, it's huge. That's John Smith.
Yeah.
At OSU. Mm-hmm. Not Mike Gundy. No offense to Mike Gundy.
Right.
Not Eddie Sutton. It's John Smith. That's how big this is with him retiring. He is their Patty Gasso. He is the guy that's had the most accolades that he has won.
Actually, we say that, but it would probably be Bart Connor.
Bart Connor.
Isn't he the women's gymnastics coach?
Is he? See, I
see.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I would say whoever the women's gymnastics coach is.
That's a good one too.
Might be the most dominant coach in the history of Oklahoma all the way around.
I'm looking at his He later attended. I don't know if he is the women's gymnastics coach. That's a good one. I have to look that one up. Or the men's or women's.
Maybe he does the men's and his wife does the women's. Maybe that's what it is. And now I don't even remember. Isn't his wife Nadia Comaneci?
KJ Kindler is the women's gymnastics coach. And the men's would be Mark Williams. Now, I don't know how long they've been there coaching.
Yeah.
But, as long as thank you for Sam. Sam knew that. Sam on the text line. Appreciate that, Sam. That probably would have been a good trivia question.
Yeah,
that's true. They're winning at a high level too. But as long as Patty has been there and as consistent as she's made that program, that's why I kind of put her above the rest. But John Smith did the same thing. So it's interesting to see who's going to take over that. They're going to have an official announcement and press conference, I believe, on Monday in Stillwater. So KJ has been there a while. So that's right up there with Patty. Very good. Yeah, so a couple of the big news from yesterday. Real quick, we'll touch on NBA before we take a break. There's really only one game yesterday that I was paying attention to for standings purposes. That'd be New Orleans and Sacramento. New Orleans won it 135-123. What does that mean for the standings? Because they're still kind of fighting for a spot. It's really, I was interested in that because if Oklahoma City is stuck at this 3 seed, they would play the 6 seed, which remains New Orleans after their win. But a game behind them is Phoenix. Phoenix, though, they have a chance to at least tie New Orleans if they can get a win tonight, and they're at the Kings, and then they're at the Timberwolves on Sunday. That in itself could help Oklahoma City if the Suns can beat the Timberwolves on Sunday. Oklahoma City wins out, they could be elevated up to number 2. Other key games that are left for this weekend and the rest of the season: Timberwolves versus Hawks tonight. Don't see much of a chance there for the Hawks. Think Timberwolves win that one. And Denver just ain't losing. They got the Spurs tonight and then the Grizzlies on Sunday. I think that the Spurs have locked up the 1 seed without locking it up. They should win those games easily. The real question is Oklahoma City. But, never know. You still got to play them. I'm pretty sure Wemby is still out. And I'll effort that injury report. Yeah, no, he's not out. Well, he's not on this injury report. So Wemby might actually play tonight against Denver. So a little intriguing, and it's in San Antonio, but Denver's just clearly the better team at this point. So there you go. So and then of course the Thunder, they play the Bucks tonight with no Giannis. I kind of suspected that was going to happen. He's already listed as out as of about an hour ago. And it's in Oklahoma City. We'll see. They still have Dame Lillard, so yeah, Thunder still have to show up.
Sure.
And he was good the other night without Giannis. So
he held the team on his back for 10 years in Portland.
Oh, so. Longer than that, yeah. He still can play. People kind of he kind of gracefully has stepped in there to step in the shadow of Giannis, and he's still very effective. Yeah. Now he has no problem going, okay, I'll be the number 1 guy. Giannis is out. Mm-hmm. I'll take it over. He did it well the other night. And so he'll be a problem for the Thunder tonight. Thunder need to be on their game. Then, of course, the Thunder will wrap up the season on Sunday versus Dallas. So a couple more games across the board for the entire NBA to decide some standings left out there, and then the playoffs will start. And but the real question is, who is the Thunder's opponent going to be? They can't do no worse than the 3 seed, so we know that. We know it'll be a home court advantage the first round. Who will that opponent be? Will it be Phoenix, or will it be New Orleans? I think we all know who I want. I want Phoenix. And honestly, New Orleans kind of scares me. Yeah. I think the matchups are a little better if it's a Thunder versus Phoenix. But both are very winnable series for Oklahoma City. Jared Aitho with you, already halfway through the hour. Man, I've always said it's got this hour flies by. Yeah. This one, and if you're ever behind the mic on Tradio, on our sister station, KECO.
Never a boring moment.
Never a boring moment. That hour flies by, too. Yeah. It flies by. So does this one. Hey, I forgot to mention, and we were talking about this, New Orleans games they have left at Warriors tonight and then the Lakers on Sunday. two very losable games for did I say the Warriors? The Pelicans. My mind is all over the place. Anyways, the Pelicans have the Warriors and the Lakers left, and that could decide their seeding fate and where they could go.
Yep.
Hey, you know where you need to go today to watch the Masters and watch those basketball games I told you about? Boomtown Grill. Go check them out. They got great specials over there at Boomtown Grill. Yesterday was the 50-cent wing special. They have 50-cent boneless wings every Thursday, your choice of sauce. Go check that out. They got pizza. They got pasta. They have a great bar. They have great specials in their bar. Their happy hour is from 2 to 6 Monday through Friday. They have 12 big screen televisions, so no matter where you sit, you're going to see the TV. You're going to be able to enjoy the game or the Masters or whatever you're there to watch. And they probably even turn the channel for you if you ask them to.
Tiger's already playing again.
He's already playing right now.
Yeah, today's going to be a tough. Today we will find out if Tiger has the physical ability to compete.
He's going to have to make up some ground. Yep.
Well, he's going to play 24 holes. So back to back basically.
Right.
Because he came out this morning, he had to finish his round from yesterday.
See, I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. My apologies for not paying attention. Cut line looks like it's 2 over. And he right now is, 1 over?
1 over, yep.
So, and tied for 36th place. But, if he can maintain, get to Saturday.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, you never know. If you get into Saturday, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been plenty of people that have had 12-stroke blow-ups on the final day.
Other names of note at 1 under or 1 over, John Rahm, last year's champ. Phil Mickelson is at 1 over. Bubba Watson, not like I gave him a bunch of a shot. But just that's the kind of the company he's with right now. Yeah. Of course, leading it is Bryson DeChambeau, 7 under after yesterday's round. Pretty good round for him.
Scotty Scheffler right there.
Scotty Scheffler, 6 under. And then, help me with that name. Nikolai Hogart?
That's what I'm assuming.
5 under. Max Homa at 5 under. Cameron Davis at 4 under. Cam Smith at 1 under. Victor Hovland.
Yep, he's right there. He's in striking distance easily.
Mm-hmm. And he can catch fire. If his short game works, he can catch fire.
Yep.
So there's a good idea.
And Ricky Fowler is finding out why you do not take the par 3 seriously and don't try to win it.
Where's he at?
There 4
he is.
over.
4 over.
Yeah, not
in danger of not
going well.
Yeah, Jordan Spieth. Here's the deal. When I heard about he kind of re-aggravated his hand injury. Did you hear that last week?
I did not.
He said he kind of re-aggravated it, but then there are still some people putting him in their picks. Jordan Spieth, and I don't know if you're not paying attention or what, but that I think is huge. If you hurt your hand or have a re-injure your hand in this case, he's there at 7 over, tied for 79th. Mm-hmm. So I think his tournament's done. Back to Bryson DeChambeau. I had my doubts about him because of his style of play. I know there's a lot of people opinions about how
mad scientist,
how he's just a freak and can smash the ball, but does that translate onto into tournaments and tournament play and stuff like that? But there he is at 7. Now you're not going to win it in the first day after the first round, but pretty respectable for him to be at number 1.
Absolutely, yeah. No, he looks fantastic. He's playing fantastic, but I mean. The guy with ice water running through his veins is Scheffler. And, I mean, just seems like nothing gets to the guy. And I would hate to have, other than Tiger 20 years ago, there's nobody else that I'd hate to have sitting right behind me.
Yeah, that's the pressure of being on top. They're always going to be chased, and you got to be aware of what someone else is doing. Mm-hmm. And there's Scheffler right there at 6 under. Bryson DeChambeau tees off at, I think this is our time, 10:54, and Scheffler at 12:48. That's according to ESPN. I don't know if they adjusted for Central Time or not.
Yep.
And some rounds already underway.
So pretty perfect timing for lunch at Boomtown.
Exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. And as we mentioned, Tiger is his second round is underway.
And my man Dustin Johnson just got rich and said, I don't care that much anymore.
I think so.
He married, what's her name? Oh, the hockey player's daughter.
Gretzky.
Yep. Yeah.
I forgot her first name.
Yeah. So, I mean, between her and him, they have more money than third world countries could ever spend.
They're doing fine.
Yeah.
A lot of people's favorite was Xander Schauffele. He's even after one round. He'll tee off at 12:48, tied for 28th. Still above the cut line, but with some work to do. So, do we think Bryson is an actual contender in this thing?
DeChambeau?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could definitely win it. McIlroy will be interesting to see if he can kind of change things up, get things moving in the right direction. He's always going to be interesting to watch. I think Finau is going to be interesting to watch. He looks like he feels really good. So we'll see. We'll see how his day progresses. Yeah.
The weather's better today. Yesterday, clearly they had the delay, and then the
looked
wind,
like Oklahoma, didn't it?
Yeah, the wind. Now, I mean, I'm not feeling sorry for anybody who has to golf in that wind because we have to.
Every day.
If we have to out here have to wait for the wind to not blow, we'll never be golfing. So, and Victor Hovland, he obviously played at Stillwater, and I'm sure you would think he's used to it. But my point to this is, I wonder if approaching today's approach will be different. Not have to play the wind, or does that alter? Like, okay, yesterday I was shooting this way, today I don't have to, but muscle memory could take over. I mean, I wonder if anything happens there. I mean, these guys are pros, so they can make adjustments on the fly. But I wonder what the score is going to look like today. Probably better, I'd assume.
Yeah.
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 And then I wonder,
should score better.
Yeah.
Although it's pretty hard to imagine scoring better than 7 under.
I thought that was pretty good for the conditions.
It's really good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that. It's like I said, they're underway. Tiger's underway. That was also a thing yesterday with the late start. Tiger really requires a lot of time between rounds to recoup. And like you said earlier, has to play how many holes today?
I think 24.
24 holes.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was the last to finish yesterday or had to stop, and then the first to pick it up today to keep it.
It's going to be a lot on that leg.
That's a lot. That's a lot on that worn-out body of his. So just making the cut is impressive itself, I think.
Sure.
If he can just make the cut and play tomorrow. But
27 straight cuts.
I would certainly hope this doesn't take such a wear on his body where he pulls out.
Yeah.
We saw that in Tulsa a couple summers ago, was it? So hopefully he can play all 4 rounds and we can see him play on Sunday, no matter where he's at in the standings. The Masters round 2 underway. Go check them out again, Boomtown Grill. It's a good idea. It might be my lunch spot today over at Boomtown Grill in Elk City. Jared Atha, Scott Garrison, wrapping up your week here on this Friday version of the show. It is a Garrison Financial Friday. Go see Scott at 124 North Main Street right here in Elk City, 821-1219. Or you can email him, scott@soonerwealth.com. Does a lot for you, full financial planning. You can shop the open market to bring the best value of life insurance and investments, can manage your investments or charge hourly to build a plan for you to manage. And most of all, he likes to work with the client's accountants to streamline tax ramifications and returns. That's Scott Garrison at Garrison Financial. Well, let's talk a little high school sports. Had a lot of big games yesterday across the high school landscape in baseball and in soccer. And I know you're a big soccer guy, Scott.
Love it.
And there's a big game in District 2, big games, boys and girls in District 2, that pretty much winner had the inside track to win the district in 4A2. Loser would probably wind up second. And it was Clinton Weatherford. Why not? Custer County conflict. It's always fun no matter what the sport is. And in this version, the soccer was pretty good. The Weatherford girls got the best of Clinton 3-1 last night, and then the Clinton boys beat Weatherford 3-0. So Clinton boys sit atop the standings at 4-0 in 4A2. Clinton girls or Weatherford girls, are on the stand on top, 5 wins to no losses. They're actually 11-1. So Weatherford girls have a pretty good team this year. Keep an eye on the Lady Eagles. And
Yeah.
Clinton boys once again look like they're going to be title contenders. They've put together a machine over there. Coach Eugene Jefferson has turned into a really good soccer coach over the years, and I've lost. I mean, they're either playing for a title, they were the winning title, or playing. It's almost like their football program, but it's in the spring. They're perennial contenders for the state title. We'll see how far they can go. So, a little soccer news for you. Elk City actually played yesterday, too. The boys fell to Harding Charter. This was at Harding. They fell in overtime 2-1. And the girls, they got the win over Harding Charter 4-2. The girls are sit in 5th place in 4A2. They're behind Woodward, Oklahoma Christian School, and, of course, Clinton and Weatherford. The boys are in last place. So, a little soccer update for you, Scott.
Yeah.
You said you were so busy yesterday you forgot that there's even soccer happening.
I did, man. Just
what's going on?
Hooked up.
But I'm trying to see how many. There's like 2 more games left.
Yeah, senior night is next week. I know that.
Yeah.
So
three more for Elk City.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all district games, and they are. And they will their next game is hosting Clinton on Tuesday. So that could be a fun night at Big Elk Stadium.
You bet.
Baseball happened yesterday. There's a makeup game, a district game for the Elk City Elks. They had to make up the rainout game against Clinton, and they got the win, 8-4 over Clinton. That puts them at 10-0 in the district. And I lost the district standings. Give me a moment. I can
tell you who's number 1.
Well, that'd be Elk City. That's right. And they are number 1 at 10-0 in the district, 18-3 on the year. Right behind them is Weatherford at 9-1, and coincidentally, that's the next district matchup. Elk City and Weatherford. First game is here on Monday. Hopefully, the weather cooperates. There's some chance of some rain Monday afternoon, but Mondays in the rotation usually means you're getting the best pitcher for Elk City.
Yeah.
And my goodness, my name
Catch.
Yes. Good.
Mayfield.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. It's been a long week,
Mayfield
man. This is not supposed to be your gig. You're supposed to be over here on this side.
I'm doing my best.
Along for the ride.
I'm doing my best.
You're supposed to be along for the ride.
But that's why I begged you to come in for moments like that. For brain fog. Yeah, Mayfield will be more than likely on the bump against Weatherford. That's a big district game, a big district series. Pretty much the winner of that one is probably going to be the district champ at the end of the season, which gives you the inside track for a lot of things. So pack Ackley Park, pack it up, and
today go pack the stadium today. We got the track meet going on.
Is that happening today?
Elk City track meet's going on right now. Yeah, I believe Merritt is also there. So go support those kids. Beautiful day to be outside and watch some great athletes.
Yeah, this is going to be a great day to get outside and watch that. Yeah. Back to baseball in other districts. It's funny how it's like the scheduling gods knew that this would work out this way. There are other series that are coming up next Monday and Tuesday that will decide district more or less. Tuttle and Chickasha. Chickasha, they have come on as of late. Boy, I'm all over the map with these tabs on my computer open. I want to get the right. There we go. Chickasha 20-5 on the year, 12-0 in District 4A4. Tuttle 12-0 in District 4. They will have a 2-game series starting on Monday to decide that district. And then elsewhere, Bethany and Blanchard, same scenario. Bethany 11-1 in District 4A1, and Blanchard 9-1. They will play on Monday and Tuesday, of course, weather permitting. So it's funny how that works out. Like the best teams play at the very end to decide the district, and that's what's happening here in these 3 districts.
Good scheduling there.
Yeah, it's really good scheduling. Kind of lucky. I don't think they say, okay, who's going to be the best teams? Let's schedule it towards the end of the year. But it's something to pay attention to because it's going to kind of mold what these playoffs are going to look like. But a big game. Elk City and Weatherford, anytime the I-40 trio meet up, Elk City, Weatherford, Clinton, and any sport, it's always fun, and this is going to be really fun because of what it means moving forward for their quest for a state title. Weatherford's won a few. Elk City trying to win their first, and they got a really good shot to do it this year. All right. Hey, you know what? I did not want to forget this because this is happening today, is the Boots and Badges blood drive, the Love Like Coulter Memorial Blood Drive happening at the Elk City Fire Department. It'll start at noon today, goes all the way till 6 o'clock, 303 West 5th Street, if you don't know where that's at. And go on out there, donate some blood. Lunch will be served to first responders and OBI employees for free. Others, they're just asking for a donation, raising some money here. You can get a ticket to the zoo, the Oklahoma City Zoo. Looks like you can get a T-shirt as well. They have some raffle tickets, so probably some cool prizes you have a chance to win. That's all happening today from noon to 6 at the Elk City Fire Department, the Love Like Coulter Memorial Blood Drive. Of course, this is in honor of Coulter Vaught. Very cool. So that's happening today. Don't forget about that. What am I missing?
Hey, were you a track guy, Jared?
I wasn't, and I wish I was.
Yeah.
Well, I played baseball, so it conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I was a cross-country guy.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
In the fall. Well, just for...
You're built for it.
Yeah, I guess. But we didn't have cross-country in Clinton when I was growing up.
Really?
Didn't have it. No, I know you don't... I mean, you could be the one-man team, you know, but sure. I guess you would still need a coach. I don't know how it worked, but that's something I kind of wish we had just for conditioning and all that. I've noticed that in my girls and other kids in softball, I think it's big. I'm not saying anything new here. Legs feed the beast. So when it comes to pitching and hitting, if
power,
you use your legs and
power and everything comes from your legs.
Yeah. I've seen it where you run a lot in basketball, and my oldest kid, she's told me this. She goes, "Dad, I like basketball, but I love softball." I said, "That's fine. That's fine. I still want you playing basketball. I'm glad you like basketball because I want you to play it because I want her running." I want her going up and down that court. And she's starting to come around more on basketball.
Play them all, man.
Yeah, so with that being said, I wish there was cross-country so I could just run during the off-season between baseball seasons.
We had guys on the soccer team in high school that played soccer and then walked over to the track and went through their track workout for the day, and they played two spring sports.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But
our man at Paul Jones Drug, Rodney Skinner, he was a year ahead of me in high school. That dude was so multi-talented. He would golf. Okay, he would go to a tournament, play it all day, and come at night to a baseball game and hit home runs. I mean, the guy was amazing. And I always thought, how can he do that? You're swinging one way, and then you have to totally think, I got to swing another back to my baseball swing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did it all. He was
pretty talented athlete.
Pretty talented athlete, yeah. No, I've always heard that too, but the more sports you play, the better.
Absolutely.
It's but there's a balance there. You got to be careful. I don't want to burn out my kids by telling them to play all these sports, but I've always had the policy, if you want to do it, do it.
As long as they're having fun.
Yeah, if you're having fun and you want to do it. And my other policy is you're not quitting in the middle of a season.
Nope.
And but I'm not going to force them. So I'm dreading the day, and I hope this never happens, that one of them says, I'm done playing.
Yeah.
And I'm dreading that day. And hopefully that never happens. But there you go. Hey, we got any big weekend plans?
Like I told you, I'm going to go out to the golf course probably on Sunday, because it looks like that's the only day that the wind's not going to blow 1,000,000 miles an hour. But going to go out to the golf course. Derek is doing a great thing. Alex was doing it before he left. You go out there, you pick a pro, any pro.
Yeah.
And you take their score for the day and you take your score for the day. Put $10 in the hat, and I don't know if it's going to be flighted or not, but it's a good time, and it doesn't, you never know. I mean, it does, you can go out there and say, hey, I'm going to pick DeChambeau, and it's the last day, and maybe he's up by 6 strokes, and he's just trying to maintain and make sure that he doesn't lose his grip and doesn't make up any room. And maybe somebody like McIlroy shoots 8 under, So you'd be better off picking him.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time. It's a good time.
Very good. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit up the expo?
Yeah, I need to go down there too. I forgot all about that.
Expo starts tomorrow. Well, of course, we'll be out there. We'll have a booth. The KCO will have a booth right there. We had it forever, right there at the opening doors. And come by, say hi to us, maybe get some free stuff from us. And I enjoy that expo. You get to walk around and maybe get some good ideas and maybe talk my wife and let me buy a mower. I don't know.
There's going to be food out there.
Yes, always such good food out there. Food trucks, and that's kind of the downside of being right by the door. You smell that food, man. Woo. Yeah, it's always fun, and I enjoy it too. You get to see a bunch of people you don't see all the time, but get reacquainted with people and again see all the cool stuff. That what's neat is you see all these booths and you realize this is all out here in Western Oklahoma, and a lot of it is right here in Elk City, and you don't realize that. I'm going to sound kind of like a nerd. Like, why drive to the city? Sometimes I think, why are we going to the city to shop when all this is out here?
Absolutely.
And and it's for everybody. It's home and garden and farm and everything. So go check that out. That's happening tomorrow. Doors open at 9 to 6, I believe, and then they reopen after church at noon on Sunday till about 5 o'clock.
Looks like Bubba Watson's trying to make some moves today. He's 1 under through 4 holes. Woods is even through 2, so he's trying to right the ship there. He had 2 bogeys in his last 4 holes for the first round, which he finished today. So he had 2 bogeys in those last 4 holes from yesterday to start the day today, but he's sitting even right now, so that's looking pretty good for the cut. And like you say, you never know what's going to happen. Let me see if Fowler has started yet. I don't know, because I know a lot of Elk City people, a lot of Okies like to keep up with him. But I don't see him. There he is. He has not started yet. Ricky Fowler won't tee off until noon. So go out there to Boomtown, get you a beer and some food, and start watching Ricky.
Yeah, where's Victor? Victor Hovland starts at 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go out there and watch Ricky start, and then by about dessert, you can watch Hovland maybe tee off on his first hole before you have to go back to work. He's at 1 under, tied with 14th. That's a guy I'm going to watch today because I think he can make a move.
Yeah, he's definitely put himself in a good position.
Yeah, I think he can make a move. I think Zalatoris can make a move. He's at 2 under. And the reason I say that is because I pick him as my dark horse, I think.
Yeah, I think you did.
And then I'm interested to see what DeChambeau can do. Can he elevate? Oh, looks like Max Homa
just started the day with a birdie
with a bird. Yep.
Moved into a tie for second.
Very good. Yeah, so those are kind of the guys I'm going to be keeping an eye on today, and obviously everyone's going to be watching Tiger today and see how he can do. Hopefully he can walk by the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I know that's kind of mean to say, but it's kind of serious too because of his leg. But wish him the luck too. All right, let's going to wrap it up. Let's go ahead and wrap it up today. Again, Scott, thank you for being in all week with me.
Yeah, it's a good time,
helping me out. I appreciate that. Thank you to all the listeners for bearing with me all week long. Aaron will be back on Monday, and that's going to be a very special episode of the Skinny on Sports because we're going to get a full rundown of his experience at Augusta and his drive through the South. Tune on in for that.
I can't wait to talk to him. I want to see what he's got to say about J.J. McCarthy moving up.
See ya.
You've been listening to the Skinny on Sports podcast with Aaron Kout. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to get alerts of when the latest podcast is available. Thanks for listening.
That ball is blistered to right. Way